I just think it's funny that the cartoon has the kid with pants like going around the bus. How many people do that anymore? That was a big fad like a couple of years ago. Wearing your pants low. I never understood. We did one day teachers did that's like students day. So I wore my pants low with that. It's like apparently it takes more than one day. So remember that we are rapidly approaching next week Friday, and next week Friday is our Unit J test, so that we should making sure that we have all of our Unit J stuff turned in, ready to go and fixed, and all that stuff. I got a bunch from yesterday that I'll hand back today. Probably wouldn't get through 4 months. So, all right, and then so next week Friday is that test, and then you got to form it. So we are in the note packet once again. We are on J7. Prior to us doing the 4 warm-up problems, let's refresh our memory what the slope-intercept form is. Anyone? Slope-intercept form? Y equals mx plus b. What does the m stand for? Anyone? Slope. What does the b stand for? Anyone? Y-intercept. Good job. Okay. Yeah. So, if you could at this time do the 4 warm-up problems that are right here. There they are, all on one screen. Let's see if I can do that. Because that's planning right there. Oh, let's see. Where should we start? Great. Where's our okay. First one. What do we got for y-intercept? 0, comma negative 2. What gives me a b then out of that? Or what's the b from that? Negative 2. What's the slope for that one? 2, right? 0 over any number, right? So that just reduces down to 0. Yeah. 0 divided by anything is 0. So the slope is 0. Okay? So what did you come up with for a line rating or excuse me, the equation of the line for that one? Then, if the slope is 0 and the y-intercept is negative 2. Y flat out equals negative 2? Yeah, because that's our Hoy, right? From the sideboard right next to you over there. That's the horizontal lines have 0 slopes, and it's just y equals some number, right? Love it. Good job. Okay. Did you have enough time to do number 2? Fantastic. Let's do it together then. What do you got for a y-intercept? What? The y-intercept? The y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis, not the slope. The y-intercept would be where the line crosses the y-axis, so it's got to have the point 0, comma something. Origin, right? How many did I go down from the origin? So it's 0, comma negative. How many did I go down from the origin? 1. So it'd be 0, comma negative 1. Yep, there you go. Yeah. Like if I can't go down 4 if I only go down 1, you know what I mean? Okay? So then we got to look for another point that it goes through, right? Okay? Did you pick this one right here? You didn't pick any? Okay, well let's pick this one right there then. Okay? All right? So what would my rise be to get to that point? Rise, so it'd be down 2, right? Okay, so that's -2, and then my run would be +1. Yep, okay. So slope is rise over run, right? So what would my slope be then? -2/1, or just simply -2. Yep, anything divided by 1 is just itself. Oh, we forgot to say up here. So if 0, -1 is my y-intercept, what would my b value? -1. Yep, exactly. Love it. Good job. So we got an M, right? We got a B, right? You're done, bud. You're good. You did very good. You did awesome. What do we got for y equals mx? Y equals -2x minus 1. Close. Now that we got. Now that you put a couple of milk duds in your mouth, now I'm going to make you talk, right? Don't you hate it when you're out at a restaurant and you just take a bite of something and then the waitress comes over and asks, how's it all tasted? That's exactly what just happened, right? Did they give you enough time to chew the milk dud? Okay. We have an M, right? Okay. What can you tell me about 0, 7? That's the what? What's the y? 7 is the y. Okay. And what's the x then? 0. Okay. So we're going to utilize that y equals mx plus b again, right? Okay. So if I got y equals mx plus b, and m is -1, and x is 0, and y is 7, plug all those things into y equals mx. Love it. 7 equals -1 times 0 plus b. And 0 times -1 is 0, right? Okay. And 0 plus b is b, right? So this is really 7 equals 0 plus b. And so then we got 7 equals b. So now we have an m down, right? We have a b, right, Tom? Okay, so give me y equals mx plus b. Yes? How are we? Just next. Okay? Talk to me about what we got in number 4. That would work too. I would love it. So you went 3 equals 1/2 times 6 plus b. Okay. What did you get for 1/2 times 6? Three equals 3 plus b. For those of you that don't remember, 1/2 times 6/1 is we multiply across and we get 6. We multiply across and we get 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay? Lisa, make your adjustment. Good? Okay? How would you go about solving this one for b? You subtract 3 from both sides, right? Yeah. Then those go away. And what did you get for a b value then? 0? Yeah, exactly. Okay? Right? So now, oops, I got to slide back up just a little bit. We've got an m, correct? We got a b, correct? Can you give me a y equals mx plus b as in the end? Anything else? Because what really is it supposed? What is really the plus b then? It's plus 0, right? And that's just that we don't have to write that. Okay. Exactly. All good. All right. Now, from yesterday then, we changed over to finding the equation of a line given the table. So we've done it from a graph. That was like warm-ups number 1 and 2 yesterday and today. And then we did it from a point. That was like warm-ups 3 and 4 from yesterday and today. And then now we got from the graph. Do you remember, or from a table, do you remember yesterday what we did in order to find the equation of line? We picked two numbers. And why? Do you remember why we picked two numbers? So really we picked two lines, right? We picked 2 points. Let's go points instead of numbers, because really we're talking about coordinates, right? Okay? Do you remember what we found when we picked those two numbers? Okay, so let's pick me 2 lines. Which 2 lines? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2. All right, that works for me. So we looked at these 2 numbers and we figured out what the change there was, right? Okay. And then we looked at these 2 numbers and we found out what the change there was, right? Now, Austin, do you remember what we called that? Do you remember what we called when we found the change? We had 3 words for it. But what did we call that? It's actually from Unit H, the last unit that we did. Remember what we called it in 3 words? Close. It is rate. I like the second one. In this case, it's rate of change. It's not rise over run because we're not on the graph. Okay, but it's rate of change. So we picked the 2 lines, then we found the rate of change. Okay. Anita, what did we also call rate of change yesterday? Okay, what else did we call it? One more other thing we called it. We called it the slope, yep. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to find the slope. Okay, by changing lines or changing axes. Okay, what's the change here in the red? +2, I would agree with that. What's the change in the yellow? Or I mean, I won't say in the yellow, in the green. +1, I would agree with that. So my rate of change would be the change in the y, red number, over change in the x, green number. So my slope here would be 2 over 1, or just simply 2. Exactly. Love, just 2. Yeah. Okay. Reese, do you remember yesterday? Yeah? What did we do next? Look back, it's okay. I'll let you. It's a little flip over it. It's right there. We used a y and an x, right? And the slope, right? So we picked a point. So we picked like a line, right? So pick a line, 1, 2, 3, or 4. 4? Okay, just so you know, you couldn't go wrong with that one. As long as you gave me a number 1, 2, 3, or 4, you couldn't go wrong. You would have given me 5, then you would have been wrong. Okay? So in line number 4, so that's this line down here, what's the x? 2. What's the y? The other 2, right? Okay. And what did we do with those? Do you remember? We put it in y equals mx plus b, right? Yeah. We picked a line and the m plugged it in. We plugged it in y equals mx plus b, right? Okay. So you just told me that this 2 is equal to that 2 times this 2 plus b. Right? Ash, 2 times 2. 4. And then I get 2 equals 4. Whoa. Plus b. Okay. How am I going to solve this one then? I got to solve for b. B all by itself. Subtract 4 from both sides. Yeah. Because, like, do you know what positive 2 minus 4 is? Let's see what negative 2 is first. Now, Ms. Ledwig, we have an m, right? We have a b, right? Could you give me the y equals mx plus b for this problem? Good catch. You almost gave it to me without, and I don't know if you saw my facial expression, but I gave you one. Okay? You said y equals 2x minus 2. And I would think that is worthy enough to put a little box around, because that is our answer. What I would like you to do now is I would like you to do the remaining 3 problems on that page. Find me the y equals mx plus b for all 3 of those. Go. I'll leave this one up here for you. You want me to leave the work up, or do you want me to put the steps up? Because the steps are way up here, like the steps of what to do are there. Which? Isn't that because it's all the way across? I know. I failed you. So if I'm picking, who go first and third? Mix stuff up a little bit. And there's, that's going to be a plus 8. And from here, that's going to be a plus 4. So my slope is going to be 8 over 4, which reduces down to just 2. Then I'm going to pick this middle one, the second one. So if I go y equals mx plus b, then I got 5 equals 2 times negative 1 plus b. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. That gives me 5 equals negative 2 plus b. Add 2 to both sides. That gives me 7 equals b. So my y equals mx plus b would then be y equals 2x plus 7, which I saw on multiple papers. Yes? Questions, comments, concerns, clarifications on that one? Then we had this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's go. We did first and second. Let's go first. We'll go all the way to the fourth. So that's going to be a plus 3. First, all the way to the fourth. That's also going to be a plus 3. So my slope then is going to be 3 over 3, which is simply just positive 1. Y equals mx plus b. Oh, let's go with, what did we go with the second one last time? We'll go with the second one, so we'll go with the third one. Mix it up. Keep it people guessing. We'll go y there. We'll go x there. We're going to have 2 equals. By the by, does it matter which point I choose in my table? No, all of them are going to work. So you might not have chosen the exact same point that I have, but in the end, we're always going to get the same v, no matter which point we choose. So then this becomes 2 equals 3 plus b, subtract 3 from both sides. That gives me negative 1 is equal to b. So my y equals mx plus b would be, whoa, kept phrase, long color. Y equals 1x minus 1. Would I have to put this 1 in there? Or could I just write it as x minus 1? Is that legal? Yep, that's the same thing. That gives me the exact same thing. Just putting the x there instead. Let's go. Ooh, yeah. Let's really change it up. Let's go second to fourth. Second. Yes. Okay. So that's going to be a minus 2 on that side, and that's going to be a plus 2 on this side. So my slope then is going to be negative 2 over positive 2, which reduces down to just negative 1. Y equals mx plus b then. Oh, let's go with the first one. We haven't used the first one in a while. So we're going to go an x there. We're going to go a y there. So that's going to be 5 equals negative 1 times 2 plus b. 5 then is going to equal negative 1 times 2 is negative 2 plus b. I'm going to add 2 to both sides. Cancel out that. That gives me 7 equals b. So my y equals mx plus b is y equals negative 1x plus 7. Adrian, I'm going to put you half on the spot. Do you remember when you asked me if you were right? What did I tell you that you could do to know if you're right or not? Check with another point, right? We could always check these equations by plugging in a different point that we haven't used into our equation to see if we're right. Okay? So if you're sitting at home and you're like, I think this is right, but I'm not quite sure, okay? You can always, so up here we could have put in 2 in for x, so we would have gotten 1 times 2 minus 1, and that has to be equal to positive 1. If I use this point right there, I can check it. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 is equal to 1. It works out. We can check our answers by plugging in other points that we have. Okay? Rest of the time is going to be yours to work on any of the J homeworks. I have handed back everything that I have. Mrs. Hill students, I'm sorry she did not give me the folder, so I don't know if you have stuff that gets back to you or not. So.
Do we have finished it?